No. We need to get your permission.
Okay. Yeah.
To do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll get you to sign the slip
I'll
later.
need to use the restroom first.
Yeah. And let Robert use the restroom. Are we on?
Yeah.
Oh, we are on. Okay. So we'll wait.
Yeah. There's one there. Or there's one. A restroom.
Yeah, it's back there. Good morning, everybody who's watching online. And we are back this morning. Last week, I was out of town, so I could not hold a session. And now we have not many instructors coming, so I will be doing most of the session. But hopefully, Jasmara will be able to join us later this month, and Tiffany is still available to help us once every month. So I hope everybody's well and healthy. I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm getting over a cold. And, yeah. So we'll wait a little bit for Robert to come.
It is a beautiful day, and I'm looking outside, and there's so many leaves to break.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Everybody has the same problem.
Huh?
Everybody has the same problem with falling leaves.
Yeah.
It's a pretty time of year, but my goodness. Okay. Just checking to make sure everything is working.
Okay. Well, today we have a newcomer, and it's Robert. Yes. Hi, welcome. And because you're new, I'm going to give a quick introduction about Nirodha Mindfulness Center. So the word Nirodha means the end of suffering, and it was suggested by one of the physicians who I knew back in 2021, 2022. He's out of Tennessee, I think, and he suggested giving this name to the Mindfulness Center because we are trying to use mindfulness meditation to help people ease their suffering and improve their happiness in life. So I thought that was a nice name. And here I'm not a long-term meditator or an expert in meditation, but I'm learning along. I took 2 courses with my master Tethingji, so one beginners and one intermediate course in meditation, and now I also signed up for a teacher's training course with Sean Fargo, and Jasmara, one of our instructors, has graduated from that program, and she also took lessons from monk Tethingji. So we know enough to guide and help people to do the basic mindfulness practice. So the mindfulness meditation technique that we use here, it's basically Vipassana meditation. And if you want to know more about Vipassana meditation, there are books about Vipassana meditation, but I would recommend a book called Changing Lives, Vipassana Meditation in Action. Is a great book to read, and I'll give you the author's name later on. Okay. And the basic tools that we use in this meditation is the breath work. So for people who have never meditated, we use the breath work to train ourselves, our mind to start to focus on certain things. So when we do the breath work, it calms our bodies down, but it also helps our mind to settle, to be able to focus. And there is scientific reason to it too. So there has been thousands and thousands of studies on this mindfulness meditation with the breath work, looking at the health benefits. So it is backed up by research. So it is also an evidence-based practice, right? It's not just like a religious practice or voodoo practice or anything like that. So today's talk, and we tend to have a discussion about certain topic. And this month is the 2 years anniversary of our center, um, um, our organization being created. So we have gone through a lot of topics, and you can watch our previous recordings and listen to the topics, but we won't go over the topics over and over again. So by discussing the topics together, we learn from each other. When we have a big group, a lot of people participate, and then we learn from each other what the difficulties are and what tips people are doing. So we can use those tips in our practice as well. So today's topic I chose, and it's about self-transformation using mindfulness meditation. And self-transformation could mean a lot of things, right? So how does this practice transform us? And scientific research showed that it can change your physical health as well as your mental state, mental health, if we practice. It's all about practicing it, because when we practice, we change the neurocircuitry in our brain, improving the neuroplasticity, but it also changes through the breath work. It changes our hormonal balance, our biochemical balance, physiological balance, and neurological balance. And without us realizing, all of those changes that are going on inside of our body through the breath work, they're doing their work, that actually change us. And so we become calmer, we have more energy, we have better memory, we have better sleep, we have better mood, we have better immunity, and this breath work has been shown to influence our gene expression. It actually changed our gene expression. And when we talked about health, mental health or physical health, everything comes down to the genetic level, everything. Because for those changes to happen in your body, there have to be genes that code for those changes to happen, right? So this breath work that we do in mindfulness meditation has been shown to influence that gene expression. Okay, and why does the breath work bring about those changes? It's because it activates one of the important nerves in our body, and that's the vagus nerve. So in our body, there are two nervous systems, two autonomic nervous systems. One is the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight reaction nervous system, and the other one is the parasympathetic nervous system that calms our bodies down. Okay, and oftentimes a lot of us have an imbalance between the two nervous systems. The sympathetic nervous system is always heightened and stimulated, and with all the adrenaline going in our bodies, and the other parasympathetic nervous system is not activated enough. So the breath work, through the breath work, we activate the parasympathetic nervous system and we increase the activity of this and bring it up so that there's balance. Okay, it's all about balancing. Too much of anything is not good, right? Too much of parasympathetic nervous system is not good either, right? You become what's the word for that? For people who just you know, yes, comatose. Yes, yeah. So too much of that, right? Especially when you use medication to, dampen it down. So, so my husband Hal, initially he didn't really practice a lot, but now lately he has been practicing a lot more. So maybe Hal can share the experience of how you go through it.
Well, so I'm a Christian. I find that it's very compatible with morning meditation and prayer. By being in a prayerful state, you're able to kind of like look at your head and God and have peace. That's how I approach it. It's not about emptying. It's about quieting and just kind of looking forward to the day optimistically. At least that's my experience. And I think she's right. The point of your breathing, it does have a calming effect. Both my brother and I have a little bit of a heart issue with atrial fibrillation, and though we're on medication for it, you can actually still have a little episode. Being able to just calm and breathe deeply and relax help quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Yes. I think it changed me, through the practice. It has changed the way I react to certain situation, so it allows me to be able to sit back and observe when I'm aware. So mindfulness meditation is a practice of cultivating your awareness. So when you're aware of your senses and of your surrounding, you are more in control of your action and of your thoughts, right? So, and we are not always aware of what's going on. Really, we know we're going through life doing things, and sometimes we do things because, oh, I have to do this, I have to do this, but we are not in the present moment with what we do. We are not, kind of having the feeling and the awareness to what we are doing and thinking at the present moment.
Is that kind of like driving your car to a well-known spot that you go to all the time? You just manage to get there, but you don't really think about driving.
Yeah, you don't.
Going through the motions.
Yeah, and you don't think about the action, and you don't enjoy it. But if you sit back and you are aware of what you're doing and you're driving through, you may be able to enjoy the scenery and be more aware of the traffic and driving carefully, all of that, right?
My wife loves it when I drive.
Yeah, yeah, he gives me nightmare for sure. But so I would like him to use mindfulness meditation to stop doing those emergency brake so often when he drives. So, yeah, but would you be able to share your experience in like how you have gone through life coping with certain situation? I mean, let's say that in this practice we use mindfulness meditation to end our suffering, right? And we go through life having a lot of sufferings. Some people have more happiness than suffering. Some people have a lot more suffering than happiness. But we all have some kind of suffering. And the way we deal with suffering differs, right? And if we have tools in our toolbox that help us to cope with suffering, we suffer less, right? So mindfulness meditation is considered a tool that you can just use whenever you need to. And before practicing mindfulness meditation, I didn't have very good coping skill, I don't think. Yeah. So I think we probably share a lot of the coping skills. And what would you say that your coping skills were?
So I've been in long-term recovery. That the 23rd of this month will be 17 years.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Before recovery, like I said, 17 years ago, I would cope with, drugs, alcohol. I would numb out the pain with, fighting and all the things that would contribute to stress and anger, and that's how I coped with things. And I got in recovery, and I started trying to pray and meditate. And early on in recovery, I had a sponsor that would talk about breathing. And so one of the exercises that would help me go to sleep, because my mind was racing all the time, would be practicing breathing. The practice of paying attention to the rise and fall of my chest, the expansion and contraction of my lungs, even to visualize breathing in blue, green, the colors of peace and serenity, and breathing out the colors of red and orange of anger, frustration, fear. And that worked. And it helped me sleep early on in recovery for several years.
Right.
Today, I'm going through a lot of stuff in my marriage. I have 3 kids. One is a teenager, he's 17. Struggles in school like I did. He's a good kid, but he struggles. And so today, I try to cope with breathing, but it's not. That's why I'm here.
It's not enough, right?
Yeah, it's not enough.
So in Vipassana mindfulness meditation, breath work is only the basic tool. And but there are 4 steps to it. So first we raise awareness of our senses. So that's the breath, the ear, the eyes, the nose. We understand that all of our senses have 2 sides, the negative side and the positive side. So like hearing, even when you hear something, one person may have a positive perception about that, and one person may have a negative perception. The same with seeing, some people, today I look out, I don't feel depressed, but years ago when I look out in the dreary day like this, I would feel, depressed. So the same with the mouth, the sense, the tongue. So we need to understand that, okay, when you taste something, it could be positive, it could be negative. When you say something, it could be positive, it could be negative. When you feel something on your skin, it could be negative, it could be positive. So the beginning step of mindfulness meditation is to bring the awareness to your senses. So use your breath as the initial tool, but then you start to bring awareness to other senses too. Your heart, is it racing? Your lung, are you breathing in deep and slow, or are you breathing in fast and shallow? And then you sit back and then started to become an observer of all of those things that are coming and going, and recognize whether it's negative or it's positive. If it's negative, you change your way of thinking. You start to say, okay, I see you, but I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to think positively. I started to bring in my positive thought, that kind of thing. So gradually through this practice, you will be able to change your thoughts, because the thoughts is what lead to everything else. Thoughts lead to action, lead to results. So if you want to have good results, you need to have good thought to begin with. I think that's what you are not there yet. So you're able to focus on your breaths, but you maybe to get to where you want, you maybe practice in bringing awareness of how you react, so perception, what is your perception towards what's going on? Yeah, and then recognize what's good, what's bad. And so in this Vipassana mindfulness meditation, we have a lot of concepts to help us to get through our practice. So we talked about, impermanence concept, right? So nothing really is permanent in this life. We do believe that the soul is permanent. That's one thing. But what's going on in this life is not permanent. Good or bad, they come and go. So then you sit back and you say, okay, I know I'm going through the tough patch, but this will pass because nothing is permanent. Okay, and then we we have a concept about self-compassion and self-love. Self-compassion and self-love practice will allow you to focus on yourself first, helping yourself to heal, and through that process you will cultivate more compassion and more love, and then you'll be able to give that out, because it's believed that if you don't have what you don't have, you cannot give. If you don't have love, how can you give love, right? If you don't have oranges, how can you give out oranges to other people? If you don't have compassion, how can you give compassion to other people? If you don't have healing, how can you heal other people, right? So there's a lot of steps through it. And this mindfulness meditation practice, you can practice now. You can give a topic. That's why we give a topic for each session. Okay, let's do a session on self-love today, or do another session on gratitude. So a lot of research has been done on gratitude practice, and it's really is one of the key practice that get people where they want to be. Without gratitude, in mindfulness practice, it's not it's not a complete practice. So we practice.
I can add something. You mentioned that children, sometimes fathers, mothers,
Yeah.
have issues with children. One of the things she tried early on, Rhoda, is to reach out to children, and had great success. So don't think that you can't bring your son along. He may not want to come, but he may actually come and enjoy it. There's a lot going on in his head. Be able to just sit down in a non-threatening space and get a different perspective. Sometimes that's helpful.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And this practice is for everyone, regardless of age or
Even let me in.
healthy or unhealthy. So, okay, so let's, and I usually will lead for about half an hour. You know, in the first year, we lead for 15-20 minutes or so, but a lot of my patients cannot do the half an hour. And I keep saying that I would recommend that you do half an hour. Why? Because, you know, the research shows that only after half an hour that they see a decrease in inflammation and chronic pain, and also changing in the gene expression is better when you practice it longer. Research shows that if you do the deep breathing practice for 5 or 10 minutes, it helps with anxiety, with mood, and then 15 minutes, 13 to 15 minutes every day helps the focus, concentration, and memory. But only after half an hour practice that they see a drop in the inflammatory markers in the blood. And I believe that all of us go through life having some degree of inflammation, you know, and the people who manifest the symptoms of this inflammation, that's when the inflammation is too much already. But at the low level, we don't feel it, but it's there. So mindfulness meditation for half an hour is going to help everybody to get rid of that inflammation that is ongoing in their bodies too. Okay, so I think now it's 11:40, well 10:40, so I'm going to start guiding the practice for about half an hour, and then we'll share experience after that. Okay, so in this practice we just assume a comfortable position, because when you're not comfortable,
you can change position.
you can
when
change.
You become uncomfortable.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll see me swerving around.
Yeah. Yeah. So mindfulness meditation is not about sitting absolutely still. Okay, it's not about that at all. When you know how to practice mindfulness meditation, you can do it standing, sitting, walking, laying, anytime, any position. Okay, but it's important that you feel comfortable, because when you have discomfort, it interferes with your practice and focus. So
that's more comfortable than double decker. Yeah. That's a little too tall for me. So.
Yeah. So we start taking deep breaths in, and in this practice, I, you know, guide people to do deep and slow breath in, and then you hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you breathe out very slowly. You know, the slower the out breath, the more sustained the stimulation on your vagus nerve. Okay, and then you can hold for 1 or 2 seconds, or you can go straight back into in breath. So let's take deep breath in and hold, and slowly letting your breath out and hold. And you can close your eyes if you want to close your eyes. I think most of us will find that closing our eyes allow us to concentrate better. But some people cannot do that, and they prefer to have their eyes open, and they focus on something that they see. Okay, then keep breathing in and out deeply and slowly. Slowly breathing in and hold. And slowly breathing out and hold. And when you breathe in, you know you are breathing in deep and slow. You are fully aware of your breath. And you may even feel the air that enters your nose. And you follow that air up into your nostril, into the sinuses, and down your airway into your lungs. Then you may be aware of your chest rising and falling. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. After a few breaths, you may start to feel that you are beginning to relax. And as you breathe in and out, you can bring your awareness to your other senses. You may start bringing your awareness from the top of your head, going down. And see how your forehead muscles feel and your jaw muscles feel. And if your forehead muscles and your jaw muscles are tight, try to smile. Smiling will help you to relax your facial muscles. And you can slowly go down to your neck. And see how your neck muscles feel. If they're tight, try to relax your neck and your shoulders. Keep breathing in and slowly breathing out. If your shoulders are shrugged up, let them be loose. Deep breathing in and hold, and slowly breathing out and hold. Now you can see if you can be aware of your body position, of how your buttocks touch your seat, how your hips and your thighs are feeling, how your knees and your calves are feeling. With each breath, you're raising awareness of your senses, of what's going on in your body. So you can be truly in the present moment with your body. You may find that your body is in the state that needs nurturing. In this practice, with each breath, we are returning to ourselves. Return to our breath. Return to our senses. Return to our bodies. Return to ourselves. Deep breathing in. Slowly breathing out. Once we are aware of our senses, we know what states they are in. they're in the state that is negative, let's see how we can change them. Can we transform our senses? We have 6 senses. And that are the mind, the eyes, the seeing sense, the nose, the smelling sense, the ears, the hearing sense, the tongue, tasting sense or speaking sense, and the skin, the feeling sense. What are our senses doing now? What do we perceive through the senses? Deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. Do we have any feelings towards all that we receive through the senses? Do we enjoy the air that we breathe in? Do we enjoy the sounds that we hear? Do we enjoy the smell that we smell? Are we aware of the taste that we have in the present moment? Does it taste bitter or sweet? Do we enjoy the air that brushes on our skin? Are we living in the present moment with awareness? Deep breathing in and hold. And slowly breathing out and hold. For the next few minutes, I'll let you practice your deep breathing by yourself without guiding. And at the same time, I would like you to focus on your thoughts. Be in the present moment with your thoughts. Watch them come and go. Deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. We all have a monkey mind inside of us. And through mindfulness meditation, we can be the observer of the monkey mind. We can recognize the thoughts that the monkey mind is bringing to us, and just watch them like clouds passing by with no judgment, no attachment. Mindfulness meditation is a practice of cultivating the awareness of ourselves and our surroundings without judgment. No frustration, no resentment, no anger, no sadness. We just watch them go by. We are in the here and now with ourselves. We are on the path of discovering who we are and what we want in our lives. We return to ourselves and give us the self-love that is much needed. And through this practice, we can get more confidence to go through life with happiness and peace, independent of outside factors. We will learn how to find the inner peace and happiness that will transform us. With the next few deep breaths in and out, I invite you to begin to return to this present moment, return to this room, And start to open your eyes. You can move your hands and feet. Get back to the room. That's, I think, half an hour of practice. So, now I feel my legs are numb. So we can do a few kind of body massage, like self-love kind of massage, right? So at the end of our meditation, we can do some self-love. So, warm up our palms, and then you can do whatever you want to, but I start with the face. Massage the face, massage the eyes, and massage the temple and the ears. And then we use the fingers to massage our heads. And massage the muscle of our neck. And then we can massage the muscle on the and then we can massage down the arms and the fingertips. The fingertips don't get a lot of love normally. And then we can rub this trigger, the pressure point between the thumb and the index finger, and that's very healing when we massage that pressure point. And then we massage back up the arms and down the side of the chest. And then we do the other side. Massage down the other arm. And massage the fingertips. And that pressure point. Let me go back up. And then we can massage the lower back. Go down to our hips. And the side of the thighs and the inner thighs. I like to massage both legs together, but some people like to massage one leg at a time. That's okay too. Go down to the calves there. And then we will massage the feet. So put one foot onto the other leg and start massage out the tips of our toes. And then massage the sole of the foot. There are many pressure points on the feet that when we massage them, it, I think, promotes the energy flow and release tension. Apparently, there's each area on the foot that is corresponding to each organ in our body too. So, yeah, it's reflexology. So, and then you can put your fingers between your toes and then move your feet around, move your toes around like that a few times. And then you can change foot and do this. And we can do the deep breathing along when we do this too. Okay, and then we can stand up and we can do a few round of walking meditation. And maybe we can share, we can talk at the same time. So, do this. So as we walk, Robert, so we just walk slowly and work with our breath as well. So deep breath in and out. And sometimes it's helpful when we do slow walking outside. You know, we are often too busy rushing around on our daily lives, and that we forget to slow down and walk and enjoy our walk. So what we do, we walk around the circle like this, and or we can walk. Huh? Yeah, or you can walk this way so Robert can follow us too. So you just walk at your pace, right? So slowly, but take deep breath in and out as you walk. And see if you can raise awareness to your senses, how your feet touch the ground. And as you walk, you can see what you see out there outside the windows or on the walls. And just enjoy what you see. With each deep breath in and out. So this moment of meditation is the time for yourself. Time for healing. And time for growth. After a while, you may find yourself having better gait when you walk, better balance also. Breathing in, Return to yourself. In out, return to yourself. We practice being in the present moment, being fully aware of our senses, and see if we can be very happy in the present moment. And if we can be happy in each and every present moment, we can be very happy in our life. And this happiness in the present moment does not depend on anything. It's unconditional. And when we are aware of the present moment, knowing who we are and what we want, we can be more focused on our goals. And we will be more able to give love and care to others. Deep breathing in and slowly breathing out. Through mindfulness meditation, we learn how to enjoy the little things that happen in our lives in the present moment. We enjoy our breaths. We enjoy the air that we breathe in. We enjoy the companion of the people we are with. our children, our friends, or even just ourselves, the companion of ourselves. Okay, so I think we'll sit down and do some more sharing experience, and then we will conclude today's practice. Yeah, thank you. Do you want to go first? How was your practice today?
Well, I thought it was relaxing. And walking, I think, was a good finish because you get too stiff.
Yeah.
I appreciated the thoughts about mindfulness and self-transformation. I think that's a really important thing because everybody wants to have a direction, positive direction. So, mindfulness to imagine yourself successful in that direction.
Great. Thank you for sharing. How about you, Robert?
I enjoyed the breathing. I found my thoughts racing a lot. I tried to let them go, try not to focus on them too much, and think about the future or the past, and try to be in the moment. I find it difficult, but then I would always, I was trying to remind myself to focus on my breathing and then let the thoughts go. So I also enjoy the walking. I find myself off balance a lot.
Yeah.
It's hard to walk slow.
It is.
And that's why Uncle Slatchy does.
I also get stiff. Being in construction makes it hard on the body.
Yes.
So I enjoy the walking and the trying to think about transforming myself through mindfulness. And this color on the wall reminds me of the color on my walls that I painted, which is called Mindful Gray.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's a nice.
We love gray. Yeah, it is. Gray is very common. But the couple who owned this house before, the wife actually became Buddhist and practiced Zen Buddhism for 10 years. So that's probably why she chose the color.
It's a good color. It looks like the color on my walls, which is called Mindful Gray from Sherry Williams.
It's very contemporary. Everybody has gray walls these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Dr. Tran? What did you learn today?
Yeah, I enjoyed the session. Of course, I haven't been able to practice much nowadays. That's not true. I do practice, but I haven't been able to practice for a solid half an hour every day because my work has been a lot for me in the past few months. But I do still practice deep breathing here and there in the car, and at the end of the day when I sit at my desk doing paperwork, I do the deep breathing practice. But every time I am able to do it for a half an hour, I feel a lot calmer and a lot more positive. I mean, it's very easy to get bogged down with the worries of everyday life and sometimes you can feel down and like hopeless almost. And through mindfulness meditation, I feel the energy, and I feel like I can change this. Or if I see something as a worry, then I say, okay, let's find a solution to it. But
Okay.
I'm able to sit back and have the space to allow myself to think things
Can I
through.
add something to what you're
Yeah.
saying? I don't know if you're a supervisor. Obviously, Trev is a supervisor in her medical practice, and I think there's something really important about dealing with other people in a way where your mind is in the right place. You know, by having an opportunity to settle yourself, uh, especially if you're dealing with something comfortable at work. You know, talking to somebody about their performance, be able to be mindful, compassionate, and you know, making it safe for that person to hear the feedback. That's really helps build a better team. And I've seen her do that. Like performance by basically being centered when she's having that conversation. Really have an attitude of trying to be helpful. So well done, dear. You know, and anybody that's in supervision, I think it's the same principle.
The kids, yeah, with kids.
Well, I guess yeah, you have to supervise your teenagers, don't you?
Yeah, yeah,
Whether they want you to or not.
yeah, yeah. But now that I know mindfulness meditation, I wish I had this tool when my kids were younger. I really do, because you know my kids have turned out great, but you know, I thought that I could be better too. In a way, I was so busy trying to get things done, you know, with kids, with job and everything. I forgot to enjoy those moments that I had with my kids. And mindfulness meditation teaches me how to enjoy things. You know, now when I talk to my kids, I really enjoy the conversation because you know I have the awareness of what's going on, and I take away a lot more happiness when I talk with them compared to before.
It's definitely
you know?
easier to enjoy your kids when they're adults than when they're teenagers.
Yeah, but you know, kids at every ages have their, you know, their what you call it? Not issues, not so much issues. The goodness at every age that give us happiness. And I mean, I said to my kids too. They teach me a lot of lessons. They do. They, yeah.
My daughter is 4. So I have a 17-year-old boy, my 4-year-old daughter, and my 2-year-old son.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm 44. So,
Yeah.
And my 4-year-old, her name is Zelda, and she will talk about, just breathe, Daddy, breathe. And so it reminds me to stay present and try to breathe. And if I'm having, like, if I'm getting frustrated.
You need to bring her. She could teach.
Yeah. Where did she learn that from you?
Yes, actually, and my son too, because I used to teach him the same thing about you know breathing and stuff. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I try to you know, maybe not so much anymore. I feel like the older I get, the harder it is to be present.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm here to try to be present and let go.
Let go. Yes. Yeah. So breathing calms you down, but we need to work a lot more on our thoughts process. You know, monkey minds. You know, we all have, and some monkey minds are really active. You know, very active. But I think through this practice, if you keep practicing being an observer of your monkey mind, watching the thoughts go by and select the thought to focus on, okay? I see I have 10 thoughts going on right now. Okay, I want to focus on one thought for now. Okay, so bring that thought back. You can bring that thought back or let it go. And then start to like navigate your thoughts. So letting go of the negative thoughts and focus more on the positive thoughts and finding solution rather than reacting to that thought. So like, for example, if I, years ago when I didn't have mindfulness meditation and I was going through the divorce, right? There's a lot of thought going on about my ex, and because of this, because of that, because of the other, and I always thought about, oh my God, he was the one who caused me to be unhappy. And with mindfulness meditation, I said it wasn't him. It was all what's going on in my mind, and I wasn't able to change it. I just go along with the flow with those thoughts, and there's that fixed concept in my mind that yes, for sure, he was the creator of my unhappiness. It's not really, because with mindfulness meditation now, I'm able to just feel happy by myself and happier when my husband is at home, right? So by myself, well, I'm happy now. I don't really need anybody else to make me happy. And then if I have anybody else in my life that bring happiness, I'm even richer in happiness, right? So my kind of baseline state has changed. In my previous marriage, I kept thinking that he has to do this, he has to say this to make me happy, and I can't be happy if he didn't do this. But now I don't think like that anymore. Now the thought of him doesn't make me angry or upset. Actually, we become friends, better friends. We are able to sit down and have longer conversation now, believe it or not. And texts don't bother me that much anymore. I say, okay, everybody is different. He is who he is. I am who I am. And if we cannot meet in the middle, if we cannot have goals, we at least can have civilized conversation and enjoy our whatever relationship we can have. But yeah, so now it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. But in the first few years after the split up and the divorce, it was difficult. Even after I met Hal, it was still difficult. You can ask Hal. Every text that he texted me, oh my God, he's doing this again. Why is wrong? No, seriously, the last 2 years, ever since I started to practice mindfulness meditation and changing the way I react to certain things, I am a lot better. That's why I say it transformed me, and it changed my mental health and physical health as well.
That's what I'm looking to do, is transform, because I stay in a state of worry and fear and anxiety, and I come from a negative background, and so everything is perceived in a negative light for me.
Right.
I look at things in a more dark, realistic tone, and so therefore it internalizes
Right.
the
Yeah, but you're an
more
overcomer.
reality.
You've overcome so much based upon what you
Yes.
said earlier.
Yeah.
So 17 years in recovery with success.
That's a great achievement there.
There's no reason to be longer conversation. I don't know how you guided yourself through. Maybe you had a higher power. So for people of faith, you're never alone. You're never really unattached from everything else. There's always a companion. In my tradition, I
Right.
You always have help. Help.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I have in my recovery community, I have a lot of people that help too. And
Mm-hmm.
so with my help with my higher power and
Yeah.
trying to be, I've got away from the mindfulness over the last several years, and I think that having small children will do that to you.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get back to being centered again, and
Right.
we're trying to release a lot of that negative energy and the fear and the anxiety,
Right.
and get back to a place of looking at the world as
Yeah.
hopeful, because I didn't do all the work that I have done to be upset all the time, because I have done a lot of work on myself.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it makes me feel like I'm at a place of hopelessness. So, but yeah, I do know that I can come out of that because of
Right.
where I've came from and what I've come out of before.
Right.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
a place of encouragement. So, yeah, I would just say if the mind to bring your family, we've had families come,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It might be a little weird for you, but it's kind of fun for us. So.
Yeah.
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 Well,
I
so
think, yeah.
I'll get ready to turn
With
this
that,
off.
I thank you for coming and practice with us today. And thank you to everyone watching us on YouTube. And I wish everybody a very peaceful, happy weekend. And take care of yourself.